Welcome back, guys. So let's kind of create the earpiece in here. But before I do that, let's kind of plug in something for the center of the head. So I'm going to use like this dot we have for the center of the head. I'll probably give us some earrings also. So I'm going to use some IMM brush for this. So be I. Okay. Let's see. Which one can we can we even use in here? Let's just use a police fair. There's a police fair for this. Oh yeah, small subdivision, some subdivision levels in here. Let me just select the other one that's at the back. Oh, that one also has some small subdivision levels too. Okay, so I'm just going to do. I'm going to select this. Okay, so I'll just do a duplicate for this. And okay, now that won't even be necessary. That won't even be necessary, so I'll just delete it. So what I'm actually going to do is select select this eyepiece. Then I can just making sure symmetry is turned off. And just drag this out in the center like so. Okay. And just move that guy in here. Kind of center it. Squash it like so. Maybe increase it a bit more. Probably shouldn't be out too much like so. Something like that should be fine. Yeah, that seems fine. That seems fine. Then let's plug in some earrings in here. So I'm going to be using the insert cylinder. I'm going to turn on symmetry now. Just drag out something out like so. Kind of center it. Okay, let me just get this at an angle. Like this. It does not need to be too complicated. I'll just squash this in a bit more. Somewhere around here should be fine. Scale this up even more. I think I should probably use a tourist for this. So let me undo all of this. The tourist should be a bit faster for this. Just append the tourist and just plug that in. But I'm supposed to have a tourist in here now. Supposed to have this. Supposed to be like a tourist in. Oops. Not have a tourist in here. Okay. So let me just do a split on max points. Yeah, that's fine. Now just do a quick append the tourist ring. Select that guy. And I will rotate this guy like so. Reduce the size. And I'll just kind of get this in here. Then I'm just going to do a mirror and wedge. Probably increase the scale a bit more. Take this out all like so. Something more or less like this should be fine. Let me scale it out a bit more. The scale is way too big though, so I'm going to use the deformation inflate, and I'm going on towards the negative axis, something more or less like so. Squash this down a bit more and just try to get this in here. Pretty much something like this should be fine. Maybe the scaling is way too much though. I think that should be fine. And I'll just do a quick mirror and weld for this. Mirror geometry. Modify topology. Mirror weld. Okay. Probably just max this out, invert the max, bring out our gizmo, and then just change this up a bit more so it doesn't feel too identical. Invert the max, hold alt and center the pivot to the other one, and then I'm just gonna tilt this forward a bit more like so, maybe like so. Okay, yeah, that should be fine. Which other specific feature does she have? You can block in. We obviously need something for around the eye though. You can select another outer shell for the eyebrow, for the upper and lower eyebrow. Probably need to even do that also. But before I do that, let me kind of create some eyelashes in here. So I'm just going to max out. Just do a maxing for this. Making sure symmetry is turned on. Let me just push this to the side. Okay. And I'm going to max out more or less where that should be. Something all the way here. Probably need more polygons for this to kind of tighten this up. Okay. Let's go to the lowest subdivision level and then divide this one more. Divide this again. Okay. 2 million is a lot though, but that's fine. Once I've captured the eyebrow the way I want it to be, then I'll just delete the higher, I'll just delete the higher poly count. Okay, so let's keep modifying this. So to have a transition to it, the lower part gets thinned out even more. So I'm just going to erase the most of this. I'll do the same for the upper part too. Let's see what we have. Maybe that's way too much. Yeah, something more or less like this should be fine. Then I'm going to tighten up the marks a bit more. I'll tighten up these marks. Okay, yes, I'm just going to hold Alt and click on the marks itself just to sharpen the edges a bit more. Okay, I think I can safely do a let's go to extract smooth surface. Let's see what that gives us. We're having an extra piece that we don't need. There's a piece here that we don't need, so I'm just going to hold control and eliminate that. I think I'm going to do this slightly differently. So what I'm going to do instead is to duplicate this model, the duplicate for this, then let me turn off the upper one. Then I would delete the lower subdivision level, then Shift F to go to the poly frame. Then I'll give this a separate poly group. So this is as a separate poly. Let me do that again. So now this is as a separate poly group. So I'm just going to Control Shift click on this, then invert the marks. Then just do Control click Shift on the marks in itself. So this is basically everything we need. This is all we need. So and I'm going to do a delete hidden now. Modify topology, yes, delete hidden. So with this, I'll now go to my deformations tab and do a turn up these dots and do a polish by group, just to tighten up the edges a bit more. Yeah, something more or less like so should be fine. Okay, then I'm just going to let me go to the side view, make sure on the display, turn on double side, and I'll just use the edge loop and then just do a panel loop for this. Loops, I think one loop should be fine. Shift F, there's a panel loop. So I want this to be, yes, the elevation should be 100, so I want this to be coming out instead of going inwards. Probably need something a bit thicker than this. Even more thicker. I don't know. Let's see. Let's bring back the duplicate we made. No, this is way too high. This is way too high. Let me take this down to around 1-ish. And I think I thinned out. This way too much. Let me do this. Let me do this again. I don't thin them out way too much. So geometry, delete hidden. Modify topology, delete hidden. Deformations, maybe just do maybe just one should be fine. Yeah, one should be fine. Then we can just do a panel loop for this. Probably somewhere around here should be fine. It feels way too thin though. let's see if we can inflate that. Yeah, something more or less like so should be slightly better. And I'll do a general polish for it. Yeah, this should work just fine. This will work just fine. There's no need to be extremely special in I think this should be just fine. Alright. So what else? Now for the hair itself. Thinking of a few ways to do this though. Thinking of a few ways to do this. So I think I'm going to let's just do let's just okay okay let's just kind of make this few more separated. So I'm going to append a more or less I'm going to kind of use a sphere to kind of create some of this clumping around here. So it feels slightly different than the way we have been doing it previously. So I'm going to append the sphere. Now I'm going to turn off symmetry for this. Select that sphere, pull this out, shrink this in like so. Shrink this, shrink this in even more. I'm always trying to create a large clump of hair. Then pull this to the side. So I'm going to be starting with the bigger piece. Let me start with this wider piece. So I'm going to be using the move brush to kind of manipulate this a lot. This should obviously sit on the head a bit more. And I'll just get this twisted in here. Smooth this out. I'm not really going for creating something extremely perfect in here though. You just need to have something like so, something more or less like so. Maybe use the trim dynamics kind of polish this down around here. Now do a smooth for that. Yeah, something more something more or less like so. Okay. Push this inwards. Then plug in another. Okay, instead of doing this, I think I'm just going to use the IMM brush. Just plug in another police sphere. Well, I need something with a bit more. Need something with a bit more poly count to it. But at least this is gonna get us plugging this in the right place before we move on. So let me just do a split on max, select this piece, kind of subdivide this a bit more, maybe one more. Let's see what happens when I push and pull this. So around 1K should be fine. And I can push and pull this and manipulate this however way I want. Now center this out. Should have something a bit flattened out at the under parts. Go in here like so. I think I'm going to use this as a good base. So this will definitely be a good base. So I'm going to like duplicate this piece. Let me hide this other one for now. I'll work with the bottom. I'll work with this one. So, and I'll just kind of move this in place. So this should be a bit tilted this way, a bit more like so, and like so. Push this inwards, drag this in, push this inwards. Somewhere around here should be fine. And I'm going to use the move tool to kind of manipulate the shape a bit more. You kind of get my reference in here. You can see how this one goes in here even more. Oh, I think we're going to make this feel more interesting later on, but this looks quite nice. Okay, this will work. I think I can make this slightly interesting. I'll just do hold control. Okay, I can't do that here because I need to delete. Let me delete this subdivision level what we have in there. So I'll just do a delete for the subdivision level we have in there. So delete higher, delete lower. Then hold control, I'll just kind of duplicate this outward just to get this around here. Then we use our guide move tool to kind of push this guy in place pretty much. You squash this guy in, so rotate this way. Try to use the mode rotation tool to kind of get this more or less in place before using the move brush to kind of force this to conform to the shape I want it to. Yeah, something like this should be fine. Yeah, this seems fine. Use the edge polish to polish this in. Let me just do a quick save. Let me just do a quick save before I lose anything else in here. Okay, so that we have this guy in place now. So with the edge polish brush, no, that's way too aggressive. The edge polish brush, I just want to just polish, slightly polish this side. That does not seem to do a very good job for us. Then hold control and then I'll just let me kind of get this centered like this. Hold control and just duplicate this guy out. Do a rotate. With the move brush, our guide the move brush and get this in. it should be a bit closer. It should be slightly closer to the, a bit touching, let me smooth this out, a bit touching the surface even more. And I just move this inwards, like so. Then I think we can do one more. I think one more should be enough. Yes, maybe we should just repeat, use the same one. Kind of extend this out even more. Yeah, maybe. I'll just do a duplicate for this again, hold control and then just duplicate this out. This one will be slightly different though. So I'm just going to smooth this out by a lot. So this one should be a bit thinner. And squash down, the shape should be something like, more or less like so. Then inwards. This one should be way closer to the, yeah, I kind of like the shape. Kind of like how this is coming out at the edge. Yeah, something like this is fine. You can definitely live with this. So, okay. I think I can steal this guy also and kind of use that to kind of fill up this part. Yeah, I'll do just that. So let me just make sure, let me go Shift F on this and then kind of give them separated polygroups. Kind of separate them into different polygroups. There's one auto group for this. But one thing I would like to do is so as not to kind of conflict things too much is to, yeah, I think I'll show you guys what I'm going to do. But I'm going to duplicate this. I'm going to mirror this smaller piece to the other side, and I will not want this piece at the back going to be like more or less like a separated piece. So let me just kind of mirror this to the other side first. Let me just do a quick mirror. Okay, before I do a quick mirror, let me just duplicate this first. Duplicate this first. Then let me just move this out of the way. I'm more or less like push this back, like so. Let me just leave that. Let me leave that at the back for now. Yeah, this is one in front. And one in front, we can do a mirror and word. Okay. Then let's modify this one at the other side. Let's make it look more interesting. So with our move brush. Oh yes, we also need to do an auto group for this, so we can get them into separate pieces, so we can easily manipulate them however way we want. Just this guy is still having the same still being polished the same way. Auto group this. Okay. Now these guys are something else. Yeah, and I think I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to use the move topological brush. Kind of. Oh, they were merged down. They were too close to themselves, so let me undo that. First thing I'm going to do is to kind of push this backwards a bit more, even more. If I do mirror and word, so that they're not wedded together. So we can have some kind of gap in between. Yes, a bit better now. So we have some kind of gap in between now, so we can do an auto group on this. Yeah, it should work just fine. So we can move to political brush now. And kind of let me use move brush instead and move a much larger piece. So I'll move this all the way here. I don't want this other part to be affected, so I'm just going to max out this other part. Okay, kind of like the transition, that's fine. This is fine. I'll just use the tune dynamic to polish this down a bit more. Kind of get an angle to it. Get an angle to it. Okay, so this seems, I think I need to drag this. No, I need to drag this piece all the way to the back, like so, even more. Okay, then I will do, I'll mark this guy. No, let me just go to the gizmo instead. Control click on this to max out that guy. Then I'll do, oh, I think we had, oh, no need. I think we have this duplicate at the top. Yeah, we still have this guy up here, so let's just duplicate this guy instead. Duplicate this guy instead. So it even has the shape we need it for. So I'm just going to rotate this like so. Bend this over. With the move brush, we will make this a bit more curved like so. And I'm just going to move this guy, tilt this guy this way, like so, almost like a covering, like so. Make this, push this out a bit more. Then this one should fit right about here. Curve this in a bit more. It should probably be a bit smaller though. Probably. Yeah, it should be like around here, more or less like around here. I think I'll polish the inwards parts a bit more, get it to be more hollow. Then we can aggressively use the move brush and move this guy in place like so. Get this guy in here. Okay. It's too far though. Let's just bring this guy a bit closer. Something more or less like, we get this guy like so. Okay. Yes, I think I'm going to select this guy. What is this? What did I just do? What flow? N, okay. I'm going to, yes, this guy selected now. And I'll do a mirror and weld. But let me just make sure it shouldn't be intercepting. So I'm just gonna push this backward slightly. And I'll do a mirror and weld. It's wedding to themselves. It's wedding way too much. Let me push this back a bit more. Rear and weld. Yeah, a bit better now. Shift F. Let me see if it's working. So I'm going to run auto group. If we have an auto group in there, then yeah, it's still wedding to themselves. Okay, let's go drastic on this. So I'll push this all the way backwards like so. Okay, then I'll do an auto group. They're somehow still merging to themselves somehow. Yeah, this is where the issue is. So let's fix this issue. So I'm going to push this backwards a bit more. And let's do a mirror and weld for this. Still merging, so push this backwards a bit more. Still merging somehow. It's becoming a pain in the butt. Yes, finally did it. Okay, go out of isolation mode. Go to gizmo control, click on this guy, go out of the gizmo, then I can just gently push that back in place. Alright, then invert the selection. This guy needs to be at the back, like all the way back. Like all the way back. Then I need to raise it up. Should be kind of more visible like so. Let's kind of use that kind of collapse this hole we have in here. Now get the hole something like so. Push this back inwards. Yeah, this should be obviously going. It's more or less like a braid there. More or less like a braid at the back. So I'm just more or less going to hide this at the back like so. And I hold down control and just move this at the back again. Just to create one more piece. And just try to make this feel terrible at the back. Because I'm not going to be showing you guys. So who cares? So let me just make this as terrible as I can at the back. Just to fill things up. Because I'm more or less going to show you guys only just the front view. The idea is just to show you guys the concept of creating this piece. Who is this guy? Where's this guy from? Oh yeah, that other guy at the back. So let me just raise this up instead. Okay. See with the move brush. Let me flatten this out. Then I'll push it even closer like so. We even do one more duplicate of this. This will just be in here. I'll smooth this like crazy just to get this to flatten out a bit more. Basically just trying to fill up the gap. Let's see how that looks from the back view. Maybe it kind of collapse this hole a bit more. Okay. I think with the move topological brush, I'm going to kind of get these two to be slightly a bit closer than they are right now. Same with this, more or less trying to collapse that hole we have in there. Alright, you have a bunch in here. So that bunch, I think we can use this guy to kind of fill up those that bump in there. Or those bones, rather. Let me just center this. I think we can start small. Let's start with the first one. I will just flip this like so. Stretch this out like so. It seems too crazy though, but that's fine. Maybe shrink it inwards and use our move brush. Kind of get this like so. Yes, this will work. I'll smooth out this edge. I'll just do a duplicate of this. It seems fine. You push this backwards and rotate this like so. Then do another duplicate of this. For this one, I'm going to kind of rotate this inwards like so. Squash this guy down. So I'm more or less trying to create an indentation around, like a depth, more or less like a depth around here. You can see this opening in here. More or less just create a depth around there. Then select this guy. This guy needs to, oh, even all of this needs to come forward a bit more. All of these guys needs to come forward a bit more. Then I'll make sure they're kind of having different poly groups, so auto groups. Then this guy. No, I think I need to push this even closer and higher like so. I'm more just trying to create an illusion as though from the front view there's something actually good in there at the back, but there isn't. Basically just trying to create an illusion. It should go in. This guy looks interesting, so I'll just get this like so. Let me stretch them out a bit more. Now do a duplicate for this guy. Yeah, I think they have multiple subdivision level in there. Then I'll delete lower. Do duplicate for this guy. Yeah, this is looking cool. We can actually manipulate this guy. So I'm going to rotate it this way and bring it forward. Bring this slightly forward like so. I'm going to use move brush to kind of make this feel right. So the move brush can kind of get this way. This should more or less be at the back. So I'll just move this at the back a bit more. Yeah, something more or less like this should be fine. And I'll do another duplicate of this. Something like this. Something more or less like this. Should be fine. Let me just tilt this way. I'll select this. See if I can select this guy. Oh yeah, they are both from the same piece. So let me just invert the selection. I'll do an auto group in there. There's an auto group in there, so I can easily select them. With the gizmo on, go control select this guy. So this guy should be the one. It should be the active guy now. So I'll just move this backward. Maybe even extend this out a bit more. Like so. Yes, yeah. So this looks fine. I think we can settle for this. I don't need to look too complicated. Something like this should work just fine, I believe. There's something else we need to do here to fake the illusion of kind of fake an illusion in there. Let's see. So I'm just smoothing all of this out. Okay. Let me kind of fill up this gap in between here, probably. Turn off symmetry and then just do a smooth, gentle smoothing here to have a better transition around there. Use something more or less like this should be fine. Alright, this is looking quite interesting, except for this wobbly issue we have in here, which is more of a pain in the butt trying to get right in the previous episode. So I'm just using the smooth brush to just see if I can dye that harshness out a bit more. Let me see if I can remove topological brush. Remove topological brush. Let me see if I can move. The smile is still bugging me like crazy. Smile still doesn't feel right yet, at least for me. Let's see if there's something I can miraculously fix in here to make this look awesome. Yeah, I think this is fine. Let's use the blink material for this. Yeah, this actually makes this shine. Yes, this is actually shining right now. It's shiny. Let me select this and select this center piece. This is becoming very difficult to select. How do I select the center piece? Oh my goodness. Yeah, finally. Just add more subdivision level to that to smooth that out. So yeah, this is basically how I will kind of approach it and kind of not show you guys the back. Oh, the back side can be fixed a little bit, but who cares? The front side is all that matters, and the side view. The side view. The side view is giving me up. Yeah, I think this side view looks good. The side view looks good. You can't see from the other side. The side view looks better. Okay, so let me just do a quick save for this. So this is how I'll go about creating the air for this piece. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next lesson.